5. That's a kitty. 5 good solid reps. Didn't even feel that hard. What are you hunting? What are you hunting, huh? What are you hunting? She's looking around like she's about to go hunting. Nah, she's not hunting anything. Nah. I did notice one problem I was having with bench. Kind of felt like it was uneven in this plane. So I brought out my level and checked, and yeah, it was dipped a little bit, so I shimmed it, and now that's helping greatly with my pressing. Because before I would always lose it off to the side, and it's weird because it felt like my left arm was heavier than my right, and usually my right arm lags a little bit behind my left. So yeah, apparently that had been out of balance for a little while. But yeah, I just shimmed it up, and now it's working good. All right. 185 would be good for a set of rows. I think I'll focus more on rows today than I do on pull-ups. I do pull-ups so often. I need to focus more on mid-back, upper back, things like that. I'm going to focus more on generating a lot of power, not necessarily on precision and control and slow and controlled reps and all that nonsense. Just going to try to generate a lot of power with my back. Yeah, it's good. I'll do some reverse flies too with the 45s. Feeling peppier today than I was yesterday. I'm not pushing as hard as I can on those, because I still don't want to put my elbow through that much stress just yet. Still building up the strength in that joint. But I've been pushing it a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more every single day, and it's holding together well. So yeah, soon I'll be able to go all out on those. Now, I do drop weights occasionally. It's not proper etiquette to drop weights, but I can get away with it because the ground's dirt, the weights are iron, they're fine. But if you're in the gym, don't drop weights. Rack them properly. Realize you might drop them on somebody's foot. Me, I checked to make sure the cat hadn't crawled up back here while I was lifting. Otherwise, I would have just pulled it over, sat up, set it on the rack. Of course, the exception to that rule is Olympic weightlifting. There, you're supposed to drop the weights, and the weights are designed to be dropped. And the platform is designed to catch the weights being dropped. So, and of course, in the deadlift, once you pick the weight up, you lower it down, but you keep your hands on it, lower it down and swiftly but under control, so it does impact with some force. This way you have an actual platform. Me, I've got some horse stall mats there, just from the tractor store. There you can set weights down, since I don't do Olympic lifting, I don't really need anything more complicated than a couple of horse stall mats on concrete. But, just use your brain. Don't damage the equipment. Don't hurt people. That type of thing. Alright, start off with heavy reverse flies. Work that back in those rear delts. That's alright. Some people reject the idea of lifting heavy weights because they can't feel it in their muscles when they're lifting it. Well, you don't always feel it in your muscle when you're working a muscle, because the body will sometimes shut off that sensation as a kind of a protective mechanism. It's like if you get a really grievous wound, sometimes you won't even realize it's happened until you start slipping on blood. So just because you don't feel it in the moment doesn't mean you ain't growing from it. Like, I did those, I didn't feel my rear delt, but I can feel them now. They're pumped, they're tense. So yeah. So those rear delt flies are definitely working for me, even though I'm using weight that most people would consider to be way too heavy for the rear delts. So yeah, now I can feel it in my side delts. Got a good pump going on. Of course, ideally I'd be using slightly lighter weight than that, but I don't have anything heavier than 25 and lighter than 45, so whatever, I'm just making do. You ain't gotta be perfect. Perfect is the enemy of progress. Alright. A little bit sloppy, but got some good muscular stimulation from that. Good workout. Lifting more and more weight every day. Yeah. Really happy with my consistency on benching 295. I think maybe Monday next week might try 300. See if I can do that. If I can, well, let's be honest with myself. I can never. If I bench 300 for 5 once, I'll just keep doing that until I'm good at it. I was going to say that I would maybe drop down to 295, give that another week, but yeah, honestly, I wouldn't do that. I would just keep plugging away at 300 until I was good at it. So yeah, anyways, sounds like a plan.